Hi, I'm Mary, a librarian and book reviewer with a focus on stories written for kids, tweens, and teens. Today I get to share with you this book called Giant by Judith McCoy. This is the story of Davy. It's 1908 and Davy is 12 years old, which means that he's old enough now to do the work that needs to happen in order for his family to have enough money to survive. So he goes with his mother one day to the house where she works, and he's put to work, but not in the way that he expects. Instead of doing manual labor, he gets to meet a boy named Jax, who's about the same age as him, and they get to spend some time together. Even though Jax is well off financially, they have a lot of similarities in the things that they like to do, like reading and creating stories. And while Davy is good at drawing and Jax is good at writing, they have a lot of complementary skills as well. As they're going through their lives, they both encounter their share of hardship, whether they have money or not. And the fact that they have these shared desires of imagination and magic helps to bridge any sort of difference between them. And as the two boys get older and they experience more things on their own and together, their friendship only grows, even though they find themselves coming from different parts of the world. This story is a really charming investigation of how friendship can work, that it doesn't necessarily align with your social status, but more in who you are as a person and the things that make you happy. And the boys are definitely ones that are recognizable from literature. They both love classic literature, and that is referenced several times throughout the book. In fact, at the end, there's also a list of those classic stories in case readers want to dive more into them. The book takes place in Ireland in the early 1900s, and the narrative reflects that. So you have lots of dialogue and phrasing that comes from Irish language and ways of speaking, and then also you have the storytelling that comes from that part of the world as well. Additionally, because it takes place in the early 1900s, the way the narrative unfolds is a very similar way to that. So it's definitely slower paced than a lot of middle grade novels, and it focuses more on that relationship building between Davy and Jax. There are a couple of moments in here that are a little bit more challenging to read just because of the time and because of the things that happen in the boys' lives. But that is something that a lot of middle grade readers encounter on their own too, so they can see how other children have interacted with those challenging moments as well. So the book is written for a middle grade audience, definitely more of a confident middle grade reader though. There's not a lot of white space in the book, and it does move a little bit more slowly, so it takes a reader who wants to be a little bit more contemplative with the story to really appreciate all that it has to offer. And any reader who appreciates stories of friendship and tenacity and the strive to find a world that fits you, even if you don't necessarily fit the world, this is a really lovely story to share. It's also printed on smaller size paper, so it's a nice size to carry along with you as you're going through your day, or even in a backpack, really easy to fit in there. So for readers who are interested in some historical fiction that really focuses on the dynamics between two characters who come from different social strata, this is a really charming and nostalgic type story. If this sounds like a great fit for you or for someone you know, I hope you look for it wherever you get your books.